That's
Massengeschmack.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you...
Mass taste.
Yeah.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Pantoffelkino. Heute mit Volker und mit Anna.
In Falling sehen wir den alten Willis, gespielt von Lance Henriksen, der aufgrund seiner fortschreitenden Demenz nicht mehr alleine klarkommt und deshalb von seinem Sohn John, das ist Viggo Mortensen selbst, nach Los Angeles geholt wird. Dass er aber immer wieder seine tote Ehefrau und Johns Mutter sieht und vieles durcheinander bringt, ist dabei gar nicht das größte Problem, sondern die schwerste Belastung für alle anderen ist einfach Willis' absolut rücksichtsloses Verhalten. Er verachtet seinen Sohn, da der homosexuell ist. Er beleidigt ständig ihn und seinen Ehemann mit homophoben und rassistischen Sprüchen und macht eigentlich allen um sich herum das Leben zur Hölle. Zwischendurch sehen wir dann noch einige Rückblenden, erfahren viel von Johns Kindheit und Jugend und den Jahren vor der aktuellen Situation. Und da wird dann klar, dass sein Vater eigentlich schon immer so ein ziemlich bösartiger Mensch gewesen ist. Das ist durchaus hart zu ertragen manchmal. Wir haben hier eine großartige Altersrolle für Lance Henriksen. Den kennen wir aus vielen Genrefilmen, aus Aliens und ja, oder mit Jean-Claude Van Damme und solchen Sachen. Also wirklich eher so das Genre-Kino. Oftmals auch in Nebenrollen aktiv gewesen. Lange nicht mehr gesehen. Mittlerweile über 80 Jahre alt. Und jetzt hat er noch mal eine ganz tolle Rolle bekommen, in der er richtig was zeigen kann. Also so schlimm dieser Wallace auch ist, weil hier ist es wirklich so, das ist nicht nur so ein paar lustige Sprüche und eigentlich meint er es nicht so und hat ein gutes Herz. Der ist wirklich ein ziemlich schwer erträglicher Mensch. Und der Film macht es einem da nicht leicht, das durchzuhalten, obwohl er auch durchaus Humor hat. Es ist, wie gesagt, das Regiedebüt von Viggo Mortensen, der jetzt seinen ersten eigenen Film inszeniert hat. Und deswegen ist der Film ihm natürlich auch wichtig. Und deswegen ist er einer der ganz wenigen, die momentan tatsächlich umherreisen durch Europa, fahren, nicht fliegen, sondern stundenlang im Auto von Berlin nach Paris fahren, um den Film vorzustellen, möglichst nicht krank zu werden. Und dafür ist er auch nach Berlin gekommen und hat uns hier seinen Film präsentiert. Und da habe ich mich dann auch gefreut, dass ich zum ersten Mal seit Februar mal wieder ein Interview machen konnte und habe dann für unsere Sendung Viggo Mortensen zu seinem ersten eigenen Film befragt. I'm very glad to do my first personal interview for a couple of months and to talk to Viggo Mortensen, who wrote and directed his first movie. So I suppose that you really want to show it and present it to the people now, even if the circumstances, of course, are a bit different or difficult.
It is a challenging time, but even though we're now, in a critical situation in most of Europe, I have to say that there has been progress. I mean, the beginning of this year, I had great news. Our movie, my first movie as a director, was invited to be in the official selection for the Cannes Film Festival. I thought, it can't get any better than this.
And also Sundance?
Then they canceled. Yeah, and it was Sundance, but Cannes was like a huge deal to me. Yeah. And then it's canceled, there's no festival. And then during the lockdown, I felt maybe nobody will ever see the movie the way I want them to see it. We worked very hard on the image and on the sound mix, and it's a movie that I really want people to see in the cinema. And during the lockdown, I thought, it's not going to happen, that's sad. And but now, I have shown it. It has opened in Spain. It will be opening in Germany and France and Belgium, in Scandinavia, Poland, Czech Republic, all over. And it's a small miracle. Yes, in Spain, the first country it opened, I was worried. I thought, well, it's limited seating. People are nervous. Will they go? And they have gone. Once they realize that the cinema is almost as safe as your own house. It's safer than walking down the street and people breathing and talking around you. Much safer than a restaurant or a bar. You're sitting with your mask, there's separation, nobody's talking, you're all looking at this movie, and so fortunately, in spite of the limitations, people have gone and people have reacted personally and emotionally to the story, so I'm very happy. about this. And I want to try as much as I can where I'm allowed to go. So I've been driving in my car, going from country to country, and anywhere like here in Berlin, where they're going to show the movie in an audience, and I have a chance to have answer questions that the audience has in person, safely. I will do it. So, I'm being very careful. I don't want to get sick.
Of course.
I don't want to get other people sick. So this trip will last as long as I stay healthy.
And with the lack of blockbusters, there might also be more space or room for smaller pictures.
This has happened in Spain. It's not only people are going to see it, but there's not as many other movies, and so because they like the movie, they're telling their friends, they're going. And I think that Falling will be, instead of just being in movie theaters for 2 weeks maybe, or 3 weeks, probably it will be in theaters in Spain for a couple of months. I hope the same happens in Germany.
We've got to talk about Lance Henriksen. That's an actor I've seen over the years in many action and genre movies, but never in a role like this. So I've got to ask, when did you get the idea that he might be the ideal actor for this part?
Not long after I wrote the screenplay. I mean, I didn't write it thinking of him, but then I realized his presence, his voice, his age, also his ability. I mean, I've seen not all his movies. I mean, he's done almost 280 movies. I don't even know if he has seen them all. Probably not. And a lot of them are genre roles, and mostly they're supporting roles. Yep. He doesn't usually play leading roles. I don't think he's ever had a role as complex and challenging as Willis in Falling. Even though, for example, if somebody saw him in the series Millennium, the late 90s, there was a difficult role, and that was a lead role in that series. But this was the biggest challenge. But I thought he would be really good for it. You never know if the actor will like it, but I sent it to him, and I knew him a little bit. I had met him when we shot together working for Ed Harris, the Western called Appaloosa.
Oh, yeah.
He was in that, and I got to know him a little, and I already admired him as an actor, but I also liked talking with him. He's a good storyteller, he has a nice sense of humor, and he's just very relaxed and nice guy. And of course I hadn't written Falling back then. This was back in 2007. We were shooting Appaloosa. But when I wrote the script for Falling, 5 years ago, I thought about him, and I sent it to him, and he liked it a lot, and he said he would do it. We raised the money, we lost the money. Then I tried again. I tried to do another story. Then I tried again 2 years later, and I called him. I said, I'm going to try again. Are you still with me? Do you still want to do it? He said, yes. So I was very happy he did it.
Yeah, great. From the very first scene, from the beginning, I think it's very hard for the audience to watch how Willis treats other people, how he insults them. Yeah. I think it's often quite uncomfortable to watch. So you don't make it easy for the audience. And I recognize often these kind of stories turn out the way at core he has a good heart, he's nice, it was just a shelter or something. You didn't take that easy road with the way he really is as a person.
Well, I have to say that, I made a movie that I would want to see in a movie theater, that I would want to see in the cinema. And the kinds of stories I like, even no matter what the genre or how fantastical the story is, in terms of the behavior of the characters and what the story actually is, I like stories that, like real life, not everything is resolved. Not everybody is forgiven. Not everybody understands how to communicate. I don't understand everything, but I'm interested in it, like in life, that I have my own point of view. In other words, I participate as a spectator in the storytelling, if I'm interested enough in the way it's being done. This is the kind of story I wanted to tell. And, as far as the character of Willis, there are moments that surprise you, because I don't think any person in the world is only one thing and one way all the time. So there are moments where he surprises you with his a moment of empathy, or that he's actually paying attention, or he cares about other people. But it's true, he's relentless, and part of this had to do with the structure, my narrative intention, which was I want to create pressure pressure. You know, it's like a pressure cooker. It has to build and build and build and build until a certain point where that pressure informs an important scene and then the consequences of that scene. So it was important, even if it's annoying and irritating. Why doesn't somebody say something? Why doesn't someone tell him to shut up? Why doesn't somebody hit him? It's complicated in families. It's not that simple. And in real life, I mean, there's some people that like movies where the bad guy is just a bad guy. He's not complex. And the bad guy either is killed or the bad guy suddenly cries and says, I was so wrong, I'm so sorry, you're right. Life is not usually like this.
Okay.
So this is a movie that I'm trying to make like a family in real life and hoping that people will identify with these characters.
And this is the start. Do you want to go on work as a director, or do you have no concrete plans for the future?
I do have plans. I have several scripts I've written over the years, and during the lockdown, the pandemic lockdown, I wrote another one that I have some interest from producers. And now, right now, I started writing another one. And on these long drives, like yesterday, I had an 8-hour drive from Belgium to Berlin, and I got a lot of ideas. And when I got to the hotel late last night, I started writing them down to add to this new script I'm writing. So I hope this one.
Yeah.
I am hoping, because I've had good reactions to Falling, that it won't take so long. It won't take 25 years to find the money.
Yeah. It's a strong work, very intense movie. Good luck with that one, and thank you, Viggo
Thank you.
Mortensen.
I enjoyed very much the process of making this movie, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thank you. Ja, wie man gesehen hat, war ich in diesem Fall dann nur zu hören und nicht zu sehen. Natürlich fand das Interview unter besonderen Bedingungen statt. Das heißt, wir als Journalisten mussten Masken tragen, damit der Regisseur und Darsteller es nicht musste, was sicherlich die sinnvollere Variante gewesen ist. Und trotzdem hat man aber auch gemerkt, dass alle sich gefreut haben, dass das Ganze überhaupt stattfinden konnte und auch alle irgendwie hochmotiviert sind, den Film jetzt trotzdem ins Kino zu bringen. Ich hoffe, er kommt dann auch tatsächlich in ein paar Wochen raus, so dass die Gelegenheit, gerade in einer Zeit, wo die Konkurrenz ja nicht allzu stark ist, für diesen wirklich sehr gelungenen Debütfilm nicht allzu groß ist und ihn sich einige Leute anschauen. Das war's für den Moment, aber weitere Besprechungen aus unserer Kinosendung findet ihr zum Beispiel hier.
Oder wenn ihr unsere ganzen Sendungen sehen wollt mit noch viel weiteren Filmkritiken, dann klickt ihr hier drauf. Das ist nämlich hier der Link zu Massengeschmack-TV. 14 Tage kostenlos testen, einfach mal reinschauen, es lohnt sich.